Hey everyone, we're here again for our updates and devotions. As far as updates, we are still continuing to pray about how God wants us to begin reopening, so to speak, or restarting some ministries here around the church. So we ask that you pray with us about, our children's ministry, our youth ministry, our Sunday school ministry, and all those things. As of right now, the plan is to finish out the month of May, just having worship service on Sunday mornings at 10:15. And then moving forward from that, this summer, we hope to add in maybe some Wednesday night Bible studies, Sunday school, different things like that. But we're still praying and seeing and watching how the virus is moving, how things are responding, what our state government's going to do, and all that kind of stuff. So pray for myself and the active deacons as we continue to seek God's will on that. So we are still just worshiping on Sunday mornings at 10:15 in Sanctuary. We have it broadcasted over 88.1 in our parking lot. And you also can watch it online as well. So those are your updates. Now, for our devotion today, we're picking up in Proverbs chapter 16. So we're going to read Proverbs 16 today with us. So let's begin 16 verse 1. It says, "The reflections of the heart belong to mankind, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All a person's ways seem right to him, but the Lord weighs motives. Commit your activities to the Lord, and your plans will be established. The Lord has prepared everything for his purpose, even the wicked for the day of disaster. Everyone with a proud heart is detestable to the Lord. Be assured he will not go unpunished. Iniquity is atoned for by loyalty and faithfulness, and one turns from evil by the fear of the Lord. When a person's ways please the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. Better a little with righteousness than great income with injustice. A person's heart plans his ways, but the Lord determines his steps. God's verdict is on the lips of a king. His mouth should not give an unfair judgment. Honest balances and scales are the Lord's. All the weights in the bags are his concern. Wicked behavior is detestable to kings, since a throne is established through righteousness. Righteous lips are a king's delight, and loves one who speaks honestly. A king's fury is a message of death, but a wise person appeases it. When a king's face lights up, there is life. His favor is like a cloud with spring rain. Get wisdom, how much better it is than gold, and get understanding, it is preferable to silver. The highway of the upright avoids evil, and the one who guards his ways protects his life. Pride comes before destruction, and an arrogant spirit before a fall. Better to be lowly of spirit with the humble than divide plunder with the proud. The one who understands a matter finds success, and the one who trusts in the Lord will be happy. Anyone with a wise heart is called discerning, and a pleasant speech increases learning. Insight is a fountain of life for its possessor, but the discipline of fools is folly. The heart of a wise person instructs his mouth. It adds learning to his speech. Pleasant words are a honeycomb, sweet to the taste and health to the body. There is a way that seems right to a person, but in the end his way is death. A worker's appetite works for him because his hunger urges him on. A worthless person digs up evil, and his speech is like a scorching fire. A contrary person spreads conflict, and a gossip separates close friends. A violent person lures his neighbor, leading him on a path that is not good. The one who narrows his eyes is planning deception. The one who compresses his lips brings about evil. Gray hair is a glorious crown. It is found in the ways of righteousness. Patience is better than power, and controlling one's emotions than capturing a city. The lot is cast into the lap, but its every decision is from the Lord." All right, so here we go. We're going to summarize this up. And first of all, in verses 1 through 15, we got to ask ourselves, who is in control? Well, the answer to that is God. We see in verses 1 through 3, God is in control. We see verses 4 and 5 that God judges evil. We see verses 6 through 9, God rewards sinners who submit to him. And in verses 10 through 15, we see that God will rule through the Messiah. Verses 1 through 15 are here to remind us that God is in control. God is the one who does this. It says that the Lord is the one who weighs the motives. Commit your activities to the Lord, and your plans will be established. The Lord has prepared everything for his purpose. You need to remember that you're not in control. You're not the one calling the shots here. It is God. God is the one who determines what you should and shouldn't do. He is the one you need to be listened to. Ultimately, that is wisdom, is submitting to the one who knows everything and has all power and all strength. And if you live on your own, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be fighting against God, because God is the ultimate one in control. And I'll give you a hint. You ain't going to win that battle. God will win it. All right. And then secondly, we have verses 16 through 33. What we have here is we kind of have all this kind of going back and forth, these pearls of wisdom, that wisdom is better than gold. Guard your ways. Pride brings destruction. Understanding brings success. Wisdom increases discerning. Pleasant speech increases learning. Insight is a fountain of life. Pleasant words are health to the body. Man's ways lead to death. A worthless person digs up evil. A contrary person spreads conflict. A gossip separates friends. A violent person leads you down the wrong path. But see, patience is better than power. Controlling one's motions is better than success. The Lord is in control of all things. See, that's how this psalm kind of begins and ends, is that the Lord is in control. Stop fighting against him. You can't win that. See, because how you live your life really ultimately matters, because this life that we're living is designed and built for God's purpose. And his purpose is to be glorified. And we get to glorify the creator and sustainer of all life. We have that privilege. So don't fight who you're called to be. Don't fight against what you're designed to do. And that is to glorify God with your life. But he goes on here and he explains, though, when you rebel, when you don't submit to God, you have consequences, because your actions have consequences. So you have a choice. Do you submit your whole being to God? Do you submit your whole being to Christ and God's glory? Or do you live in rebellion? See, there's not this middle ground where you can wave back and forth and you can kind of be glorifying God and kind of not be. The call of Christ is to be all in. All in. So if you want to be a faithful follower of Christ, if you want to be glorifying God with your life, you need to be all in. Completely submit yourself to the one who is actually in control. Then, it says here, your plans will be established. Then your heart will be made glad. Man, you want to experience life? Live for God's glory. So, brothers and sisters, live fully and completely for Christ, ultimately for the glory of God. Have a great afternoon. I look forward to talking with you again tomorrow.